Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW3 historical battle for you today, and today it is the Battle of Borodino. We have the French and the Russians clashing. France has invaded Russia, and Russia is making a stand to stop the Emperor's armies in his tracks. And we're going to see whether he can do it. Napoleon has brought his finest troops with him to Russia, and he has brought plenty of them as well. And we have 3 French armies here, along with a Polish army, and they are facing off against 4 Russian armies here today. I'm excited to see how this one goes down. That is for sure. And as you can see, we already have NTW here, already chasing down some Russian dragoons. He's got some of his hussars here, ready to go in and do their worst. And as you can see, they are going to catch him. They're actually going to catch these boys. Just about. Wow. There you go. The first little engagement. And it is going to be first blood to the French, by the looks of it, because the Russians are not standing around to fight this battle. We've got some lancers, some Polish lancers coming on their way up as well. We've got Russian infantry quickly forming up. They're ready to come along. And we also have some Russian dragoons here as well, so coming over to support their comrades. Yes, this was the Borodino battle that we did in the stream not too long ago. If you want to get involved in some NTW3 live battles, then feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. It's the best place to get involved in the live streams. It's also a place where you can send in your own replays if you have any awesome NTW3 replays that you think, you know what, Pope would love these. And you definitely want to check this one out, then feel free to send it to me. I will definitely check it out. But yes, if you're enjoying NTW3 and want to see some more as well, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and comment show your support. It really does help out the channel. But yes, we are here with Borodino. I am playing as the Poles in this one. It's a very famous battle because I'm playing it. I don't often play many NTW3 battles, but of course it's a live stream, so I have to play. But yeah, I'm playing as Poniatowski here, the Polish general leading the Polish forces that invaded Russia. Poland's quite known for its cavalry. Its infantry is not so great. So this is going to be a rough one, certainly for going into combat against Russian infantry if I ever have to run into that scenario. That is going to be a bit of a pain. I brought some grenadiers that are dotted around in here. I think they're mainly over here. Some of my grenadier units. Hopefully they can help hold the line, but we will see. Also, most of my infantry cannot form square, so hopefully I don't run into any Russian cavalry either. But I have plenty of cav to maybe counter it. But it does seem as though we're also seeing a little bit of engagement over on the far side. Now we have the French and the Russians trading cavalry. We have some chasseurs being routed, and maybe it looks like some light Cossack sort of some cavalry there. Yes, the main sort of like positions that need to be taken are sort of like the redoubts over here. So this is a redoubt. This like sort of ridge is supposed to represent a redoubt at this point in time. The main redoubt is here. This is the very central one, which actually kind of looks kind of cool. The Russians got their cannons up here ready to go. I mean, this was the main, well, lots of like cavalry charges and infantry bayonet charges also took place. It looks like it could be the center of the action here again today, as we have Ney's Corps ready to go. Let's see if we can get a volley from these Russian boys. There you go. That's all you get in one shot. Got some just like some skirmishers here ready to skirmish the French and maybe slow them down just a little bit. But yeah, we have Ney and NTW taking on the center armies, and then over on the far side we have Eugene, who is like Napoleon's stepson, I believe, at this point. And quite a competent general. Proves himself in the Russian campaign several times, leading his Italian troops. Yeah, Borodino was a French victory in history. 1812, sorry, not 1812, I do apologize, 1812, part of the 1812 campaign, and it was a French victory technically, but it wasn't like a complete French victory because the Russian army gets away. Like, if they send up the guard, which aren't here today, if the French guard got sent up, then they could have annihilated and wiped out the Russians, but instead, Napoleon holds back his guard after seeing like the losses that his army took. He holds back his guard because he's precious about them and cares about them so much, and preserves them for another day, which never comes. If he sent up those guardsmen, maybe he would have completed his conquest of Russia. It's hard to say. I feel like taking capitals in Napoleonic times isn't as decisive as taking out an entire army. If you take out an entire field army, it's very hard to replace it and like train it up to be the same quality. So if they'd managed to do that, they could have brought Tsar Alexander to the negotiating table. I feel. That's in my opinion. Other people have of their own. That's fine. But yeah, as you see in Ney, a lot of German troops, a lot of like Wettenberg troops here being represented. You can see here, look at this. Ney's going to go rush forward with his chasseurs. He's taking a lot of fire here. Oh, that was rough. Trying to go for this big gun emplacement here. Nice shot there from the gun. It's nothing better than an artillery volley. Nothing better. And that's really going to put the French in a little bit of a position. They've lost a cavalry unit really early on. More some chasseurs cheval back there. You need to be careful. There's also Chevaliers back here defending Ney himself. Probably want to push Ney up a little bit, I'd say, just to give him a bit of morale boost. We've got some Grenadiers, the line back here. One of my favorite looking units, and oh boy, do these goes ham in the actual battle. These guys are glorious. They really do look awesome. I'm excited to see them in action. That is for sure. But let's see how the French are doing. They're pushing across over on this side here, pushing on the Russians. Got some like Italian Legate here ready to go. Looks a bit, but yeah, they are kind of in a rough position there. We've got fighting going on over here. We have Poles going in here. So Streltsy being forced back by a square. Yeah, not too much going on here. We are about to see the line battle, main line battle get underway here. Yeah, my objective was to take Utitsa down here as the Poles, so I'm kind of encircling currently at the moment the Russian army there and cutting off from its reinforcements. The main central army is to take the redoubt, and I believe the northern army had to take Gorky. The Russians are advancing. Look at the lines of Russians there. I mean, Borodino always looks great in my opinion. My gosh, how can anyone stop this sort of firepower? Look at the musket fire going on. Ridiculous. Already seeing some Wettenberg troops here. Already wavering. This is not a good sign. And we're seeing chasseurs come up. Are they going to try and maybe go slam into the flank here of the Russians? They need to be careful. Those Russians could form square. I don't know if they can. Russians aren't really known for it. But we'll see. The chasseurs going in deep. Don't know what they're going after, actually. I thought they were going to go for the infantry line, but they've changed their minds. They're going to retreat. They're going to get chased off by dragoons, but they're going to take some losses here. Davout trying a risky move here with his chasseurs, trying to lure them in. Ney now going forward with his chevaliers. And now we're going to see a bit of a smash and grab here. Those cavalry routed instantly, and the chevaliers go in. I don't know if they'll beat these dragoons, really. And there you go, a volley from the Russians as well. There you go, the French were routed, and those Russians took out 2 cavalry units for the price of 1. They didn't even lose their own cavalry unit. So it was, I guess, for the price of 0, technically. Yeah, there you go. That sort of cavalry engagement being underway. Let's see how the northern front is going. Seeing Russian cav here try an assault on the Velites Grenadiers. The guards. We've got some guardsmen here of the Italians. We've got the Carabiniers here as well. Got some like basic, just like looks like mob almost, like some just peasants of the Russians here. Looks like the guns have been abandoned. Must have been some sort of, looks like there was like sort of a cavalry charge over here. Looks sort of unsuccessful. The guns still have their crew. Seeing some chasseurs on their way up. Yeah, certainly this mass amount of French here is going to annihilate this poor one like little peasant unit. And there's a few up there that they need dealing with as well. The French also pushing across over here, actually going for the town of Gorky. The Russian line looking very stretched out at the moment over here. The guns are operational once again. Firing point blank range, these guys are at their French right now. Like, this is their line of sight. They can't miss. You literally just have to point and don't even bother to aim. Putting holes into those Velites over there. Poor guys. Over here, seems as though the French had kind of retreated a bit, but now they're coming back forward again. Seems. How are the Poles doing? Poles now starting to get engaged, moving up. And we'll see how they do. It's going to be a tough fight. Seeing Polish cavalry over here as well, just kind of sussing out the situation. Looks as though they're doing okay at the moment. I mean, they just need to avoid these guns. These guns are the real problem. They're set up directly in front of the Poles, and there's just nothing that the Poles can do about it. Really, I should have brought in my own artillery. It's so far back, though. It's like all the way over here. I'm trying to just fire on the positions like the Russians have over here. Trying to hit those. Or at least that's where I thought I was aiming, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm aiming somewhere else. But there's a whole bunch of infantry back here, including grenadiers. Look at these boys ready to go. Yeah, they're putting holes into my positions. I've got some cavalry now starting to make an appearance. The cavalry's actually hidden. Okay, it was for a second. It needs to really stay wide. There's another one very much further wide that's even more hidden. Now, how is the center going? We'll go back to that. Engagement in a little bit, but look at this. The French swinging around. We've got Davout here constantly swinging around. This Russian army already on the retreat. It needs to stand its ground somewhere. Ney is kind of being held back at the moment. It seems like he's doing an okay job holding Ney back. There's some Laguerre over here, or like Jaeger, I should say, light infantry. They're holding back those light infantry there. They're doing a decent job. The artillery position here, my gosh. Brutal. Imagine if it was actually on the top of the Great Redoubt. That would be even better. But sadly, it's not. Sadly, it is not. What have we got over here? Grenadiers, the line. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to see them in action. Grenadiers of Portugal there, and the Carabiniers. So we've got some elites here being moved up on the left-hand flank. Seems like the French have given ground. They didn't really like this engagement here. Fair enough. It's brutal. The amount of losses I've taken here from both sides, kind of a bit nasty. So they're going to retreat and just kind of wait on any action in the center to take place, which is not a bad idea. The center is probably where things are going to start to happen, and you can see here the Russians are going to have to retreat here as you have Grenadiers turning the flank of the Russians. Put a volley into them, Portuguese. It's kind of strange that these guys are fighting for the French at the very moment that their nation is being liberated by the French. I mean, actually at this point it's been liberated. They're now invading Spain. This one of the British. Cavalry there also losing out. We've got chasseurs there losing, but we've got some hussars here going in. They might beat the dragoons of the Russians. If they can then go into this cannon. We have a Russian unit here. It's going to turn and fire by the looks of it. This is going to be brutal. Actually, a lot of damage to the Russians, I feel like, more than it's going to do damage to the French. Because the Russians, they just shot into the back of the Russian cavalry. There you go. In go the hussars. They're going to kill this cannon. You imagine. Oh, I don't know. They broke. They might just be about to be saved with that gun. Lucky. Very lucky. They need to be careful. They are shooting their own gun every time that this cavalry comes by. They did okay. They just about survived the artillery. Just about. Now the French is kind of a little bit short on cavalry. Just a little bit. Apart from on my side, where I have plenty of cavalry. I'm already seeing routing troops over here. The Poles are being forced back. I really need to turn my flank. I have Grenadiers here, ready to go. They turn, they can do damage over there. But I'm busy trying to deal with this gun. Really now also need to turn to the Russian infantry threat. I also need to bring up my cavalry. I've got a big Ulan unit back here that's needing to come up. Look at them. 103 boys, ready to go. Here we go. I was actually sending my Grenadiers into combat. Terrible idea, because these guys are actually trash in combat. For a Grenadier, they weren't very good. And now they've been routed, and now this unit is in danger of being routed. And this is all my crap infantry just not doing its job, really. Getting annihilated. I really need to get these hussars. I need to get this cavalry in behind, try and do some damage as well. Or just use the cavalry to counter the Russian charges right now. Because if they keep charging, they can't form square, which is literally why I'm bringing over my hussars right now. This unit tries to... This unit here as well tries to form square, and it was absolutely rubbish. I actually was fuming. I caught this unit fully on the charge, and then it somehow manages to form square after it, like, retreats and then form square. It's ridiculous. Might break though here. Morale was like low. I don't know. It should probably break, but it's not going to. And I think I lose my nerve and fall it back in a minute. My cavalry also going into the back here. Gets broken. Was dealing with other Russians back here, killing them off. And there you go. My big Ulan actually breaks. Instead, I was like, oh my gosh, this unit is ridiculous. How this unit like survived, I'm not sure. I was very perplexed. But this is a big problem for me at the moment. This whole flank over here is in real trouble. My hussars, in fact, also lose going into combat. It's absolute chaos. But anyway, we're going to turn, we're going to face. We're going to have to try and slow down the Russians. So these grenadiers are just harassing me as well. It's absolute chaos here. It was not very good on my side. But anyway, we'll go back to the center. And you can see we have French cavalry in behind, actually. I'm not sure how these guys go, but hussars getting into the back, doing a nice rear charge there on the guns. That's what they've got to do. Get rid of guns. Just got to get the cavalry in behind, cause some chaos. It seems as though the Italians are coming for round 2 on this northern front as well, making a larger push on this side now. Big dragoon unit here. Oh, there's a hussar unit, in fact. That's pushing forward. Got the conscripts of the Royal Guard here. They look kind of cool. Looking very funky. Italy decided, well, not Italy, but the French troops decided not to make a push back across this river here. Gonna wait a while. And we have a general there. Enemy general has died. Oh! We got the hussars here. Actually managed to get back into the back lines and kill this general. No, like, defense of this general at all. I don't know where the Russian cavalry's got to, but it has just disappeared. There's more French cavalry out here now. Davout revealing his lancers and his chasseur cheval here. Now he's just going to start flanking. And the Russians are in quick retreat. The French quickly pursuing. They got their own carabiniers here, trying to just shoot down as many of these retreating Russians as possible. Now is the time for a push. These grenadiers, the line still here in the front line, doing what they can. Oh, it's glorious seeing a volley from the grenadiers of the line. You have to appreciate it. But yeah, this is not looking good. The Russians need to make a stand somewhere, but they are at the moment just getting chased down everywhere right now. We've got Laguerre here in combat in square. Laguerre is actually a pretty decent light infantry unit. They're pretty tough to kill, good in melee, so they should do pretty well. And they're slowing down units, that's the thing, allowing the main line to catch up. And also, the cavalry, look at this, they've got nowhere to go now. This cavalry's in behind. The infantry has to either stop and battle the cavalry, or it turns around and faces the infantry. And this is looking like the destruction of an entire Russian corps here. We're about to see a massive charge here from Lancers. In they go, routing Russians. In go the chasseurs. Again, probably riding at least 2 of these units, maybe a 3rd as well. Right? Oh, this one's gone. Oh boy, this is not looking good. I don't know if this is the army that lost its general, but it looks like it might be. And you can see the infantry on its way up. We've got carabiniers. Very low morale, but they're coming in. They don't give a damn. Right out a few units, but the chasseurs look like they're going to recharge. There's a gun here as well that's been abandoned, basically. It's going to try and limber up. It's going to be a little too late. Not looking good there. And it seems as though Ney on this side is sort of squeezing the Russians. I'm not quite sure where the Russians are going here. Looks like they're going to try and rejoin their ally. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is there, though. The Poles, not looking great. Doing a lot of retreating at the moment. I am reforming up. Trying to now battle with the Russians here. I'm on the retreat. Getting out position. This unit here refuses to die. And we'll keep forming square to the end of days. But I have got some sneaky Poles returning. And we're going to send them back to try and rejoin it with my main force. Which hopefully they can. Or maybe we just have to push into the village and try and take that from them. Here we go. Charge from the Poles. Going in. Again, this unit... I'm pretty sure I catch this unit now, but again, this one seems to have managed to form square while being engaged. I was so frustrated. I was like, my gosh. of all the Russian units, I'm pretty sure every single one of my cavalry is charged in one that can form square. They've had no luck. There you go. Also just get an artillery shot just to make sure that I'm running for my life. My artillery now is kind of like a little bit more in the open on the flank, firing into the Russians, training this 12-pounder here onto the Russian lines. And they've still got their artillery that they're moving up here in the center as well. It's just going to be a pain to deal with. So horse artillery. And you know what's coming. As soon as they get on this flank here, the Russians are ready for a charge. But I'm also ready. I'm waiting for them to give the order so I can send in my cav. They're going to charge in. And that's fine by me. I'm just going to make sure they can't get Poniatowski. There you go. And now is my move. This is literally the only move that I did well the entire game. I see a gap starting to form. There's a gap as the Russian reinforcements arrive and the current Russian line engages my line. And I'm going to go in with my Uhlans. I'm going to go in and I'm going to deal with these cannons. And then there's a general just beyond. If we can deal with these two, then that's a big help. It's going to help with morale. Maybe give my men a chance. There you go. The Russian guns already looking like they're done for. The general here, now under threat. They're trying to rush over infantry desperately to try and save their general. He goes into combat. Morale is dipping. And there you go. We've killed their general, and now it's time to get this cavalry out of here. It's now time. I'm starting to lose troops over here. We are actually doing a good cavalry charge on them, on the helping that little flank there, really, really good. I'm setting my infantry in to go and engage, charging my cavalry into the rear, trying to break as many of these Russians sandwiched and do a bit of hammer and anvil, rolling back the Attila days here. My cavalry breaks, but it's done a great job. And if I can rout these last few Russian units, that would really help as well. I'm just going to form square with his grenadiers to avoid my Streltsy, which are getting gunned down currently. It's brutal to see. But now I'm looking a little bit more healthy on this side. My reinforcements on their way. We'll go recheck on the French, who, like I said, they are sandwiching in the Russians right now. Oh my gosh. It is brutal over here. The Italians sort of pushing their way back across. The Russians still got some cavalry. They need to get that used at some point. Maybe need to use it to stop this Russian assault, this French assault over here with the Lancers. But yeah, it's just looking absolutely chaotic right now over here. The Grenadiers of the line, though, they're still marching up. They're looking glorious. In they go. Look at this. It's just absolutely brutal. They're just being absolutely cleaned up right now, are the Russians. I mean, in this scenario, I feel like this would count as a decisive victory. I mean, because you could just run down so many troops. They've got plenty of chasseurs and lances that can just be used to run them down if they need to. It's a sea of retreating Russians, and those that aren't retreating are trying to reposition. Trying to get around this redoubt by the looks of it, defend this road towards Gorky. And the French finally moving up on this side as well. Feel like infantry of España, Italians. Got a lot of interesting units here. We're going to see a cavalry charge by the looks of it at the moment. The chasseurs start to make a move here. Going to charge into the flank of these Russians. Try and mop them up. Here we go. Routed them almost instantly. Units try to form square, but that is fine because the French will come forward and they'll deal with those units. But this is turning into a bit of a catastrophe. Those Russian guns actually broke just at the sheer side of the chasseurs. chasseurs though are taking a lot of fire. They're running literally along the fire, like just a firing range there of Russians. They just took the entire volley. Now it's time for the Eugene's French and Italians to move up, get the Villadets of the Guard going. It is looking, it's like a horseshoe of death going on right now, almost encircled. You can see them on the map. Almost encircle a whole bunch of Russians. Looking pretty brutal. Here we go, Russians charging in. Gonna try and break the French the old-fashioned way with the bayonet. This has worked for them before. It might work again. But they're all just so low on morale. I think it's just because of the sheer sight, seeing other troops breaking. They're just like, yeah, that's it, we're breaking. Looks like they're going to break this Carabinier unit here, though, with their Dragoons. That's good. Now they're going to other units that failed to form square. Maybe they'll have some joy here. No, who knows? When these lances coming up now, I mean, if they slam into the back of those Dragoons, they probably break them. Here we go. I think they're going to do just that. I mean, they're also going to take fire from literally every single one of these French units. Here we go. Into the back they're going to go. Maybe not. There they go. A very strange path they took to try and get to these Hussars, and these Dragoons, sorry, and they got there in the end. They took them out. We've got more carry fighting going on over here as the final Dragoon unit, by the looks of it, of Russia is dueling with a Chevalier Guerre. And it looks like the French are quite happy to take friendly fire and just gun down their own unit along with the Russians. Sounds like a very Russian thing to do, not so much a French thing. Got a general here moving up. He's trying to find a safe spot, but there's no safe spot now from the French. They're descending everywhere. Got the Poles coming from behind. It's looking very nasty. Anyway, we'll go back over to the Polish side because it seems as though the French are starting to move troops in that direction. Davout setting up columns because it's looking a little dicey over here. Not gonna lie, I have pushed the Russians back to the village, but I'm running out of men and just out of willpower right now. The Russian grenadiers as well are being a pain. And here we go. Trying to go for a few volleys before the Russians go in, but not succeeding. Here we go, setting in my own infantry, going to get a bit of a bayonet charge. I know it'll fail, but it's to try and slow down the Russians so I can get a volley or two off from my own infantry. But at this moment, I'm failing to. I also think at this moment, yeah, I have Poniatowski coming up. I think I was going to try and maybe just do a charge with him, or keep him close to just try and keep the morale high. But I was not paying attention. I think I might have been trying to stream or something like that. And this happens. I just get my general. Gets just a firing squad in a moment. It's alright, Poniatowski. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I realized at the last minute. And I was like, oh, great. And there you go. My general, I think he survives. He breaks, but I think he survives. I didn't get the notification that he actually died. But that's just enough to do damage to my army. And all I have left now is my artillery. And it's a sad way to go, but you know what? It was an okay fight. I did okay. I could have done much better, I feel, but we did okay. I've got this Russian army down to very little left. There's about 6 or so units left, and that is it. And now the Russians have got to deal with the entire French army that's left and now marching in this direction at this point. So we're just gonna fast forward to this point as we just wait on the French to make their arrival, because I think all they're doing at the moment is gunning down these poor Russians that are running away. This has got to be a war crime or something, I feel like, right now going on, as Davout just guns down these retreating troops. Actually, Eugene's also doing the same thing. So they're you know what, they'll be up for war crimes at the end of this war. But yeah, the French now just clearing up what remains. It seems like a few Russian troops returning, but nothing too major. But yes, I hope you guys have enjoyed this battle. It's certainly been a fun one. I do enjoy always looking at Borodino. It's always a chaotic one. Always see absolute, like, massive bayonet charges, some big cavalry charges as well, usually. And there's always some sort of gritty city fighting going on. And I think we're about to see maybe some more of that as well. We do actually have artillery here just trying to blow up and just put some holes into the infantry lines here. I'm actually trying to focus on these grenadiers, try and lessen their numbers just before we have to deal with anything else. But there is, in fact, a building here as well that needs to be taken. So I was like, you know what? If we can't have it, we can just bring it, reduce it to the ground. Or at least get it pretty low on, like, get it pretty high on damage. But we'll see in a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna make a cut, I think, actually, because I do think it takes a little while for the French to arrive and actually commit to anything. So I'll make a cut, and I will see you guys in a moment when the French are there. And we are back, and the French are starting to arrive. We've got the 12th line infantry here, and we have, well, actually 12th E line twice arriving. They're on their way. They are probably going to deal with these units outside of the building here. We're going to see a little bit of a charge here from some Polish lancers. They go in, dealing with the unit that forms square on them after it charges in. I'm so frustrating. These guys form square quicker than, I don't know, a F1 team, pit team puts wheels on a car. It's ridiculous. Routing the Russians there. These Russians also going into combat. They might be beaten back. They are only Jaeger. But here come the Russian Grenadiers, and they're going to be the pain to deal with. When they go in, they might do a decent amount of damage. Surprised they didn't do a volley first before charging. They probably could have. But they don't fear anything. Neither they're going to flank around here. I mean, they aren't going to win. They're going to try and take as many Frenchmen down with them as possible. Miranda looking so good there for that one. There you go. That's one infantry there scared off. They're going to charge in, and the French try and counter the Grenadiers. If they can get them all in combat, the cavalry can just come in and do this. Yep, just come in and rout these guys. That'll be nice and easy. And there you go. The Russians have been dealt with. The building, by the way, has been reduced to near enough 100%. I destroyed one bit of it, and then I was like, you know what, I won't destroy the entire thing. Because then the LOC rules say that they technically still hold the building. So I was like, well, I'll hold on and wait for the Grenadiers to arrive, because I think that is all we're waiting on. Yep, the Grenadiers is the line. These guys have lost 5 men in the entire battle, and they're getting ready to go in once more. But I would just like to say thank you to everyone that has supported this, like the NTW3 content recently, all the streams, all the replays that I show on the channel. I'm glad you're really enjoying them, and I'm trying to just keep it as fresh as possible, trying to do as many sort of like different battles as possible, and try to show off as many factions, just to try and keep it interesting. Obviously, most of the time you are going to see, common theme, you are going to see the French there, because they are the main faction for the Imperials. But certainly the coalition, I try to like make sure we get as many different varieties in there as possible to make it interesting. The Grenadiers line here, doing awesome. I also try to make sure I show off as many different players as possible. Sometimes it's hard depending on what replays I get. But it's also nice to see different players play, see all their different tactics and their mistakes. It always makes for it more interesting and interesting videos. But we just got some basic infantry in here. They might break pretty quickly. If the Grenadiers go in, we'll see. Oh, we have some Wittenberg cavalry here. Looks like they're going to go after and get some kills. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just fast forward because we are just waiting on the Grenadiers to go in. Once they go in, we're done here basically. Anyway, charge in, boys. Go and get some kills. They're losing a lot more men now than they did in the entire battle. Here we go. They've lost a lot more. There you go, 144. They're storming in. And once they get in there, they should do a decent amount of work, and they should break these guys pretty quickly, I imagine. Combat and losing slightly, I don't know. Kind of even. There's a lot of Grenadiers to go in there. They look like they're clearing out the Russians in there, to be fair. And yeah, the Russian morale is starting to go down. That is never a good sign. And it looks like the French will claim the building. They will claim Upica, and they will claim Borodino as a victory. Vive l'Empereur, as the French would say. The Russians would probably be saying, let's go home. Let's go back to Moscow. Let's go and burn it down before Napoleon claims it. And there you go. The building has fallen. And that is going to be a victory for the French. And we'll have a quick look at the end results in a moment. There you go. A victory for the French and for the Poles, I guess, as myself. I was still sort of in the battle, but yeah, I had a rough game. Not even just getting over 700 kills, losing the most. Yeah, I had a rough old time. I was going up against Angry Peasant, who yeah, did pretty well, taking about 1,000 losses, inflicting about 1,000 casualties on me as well. But yeah, did really well. But yeah, well done to Richard Lionheart, to G, to Johnny. All did really well on their flanks and came over and saved my ass at the end of the day. But well done to Sniper Smith, to Seth, Commissar, who I believe it was his first game, had a bit of a rough game by the looks of it, and Peasant, who all did very good jobs. Certainly Sniper and Angry Peasant did a very good job holding their far flanks for a fair while. But anyway, we'll have a look at the unit stats for myself. 113 kills for the Streltsy here. Ulan's getting 90 kills, but yeah, my infantry did not do that great. I just didn't generally have an amazing game. But anyway, there are the end results. I hope you guys did enjoy the Battle of Borodino, and I hope you leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.